Good morning, everyone. Glad to see you all here. If you have not already, let us bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Kundalini and put on a bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji. Now let's take the three great mantras. Let us take one mantra to Shri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Let us just take one mantra to Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, please let our creative knowledge be established within us, so that we know and feel the subtleties of our divine subtle system. Let us feel and know the spirit within. Let's take one mantra to Sri Radha Krishna. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Radha Krishna Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Mother, please let us be a detached witness. Please let us collectively be part of the whole. Let us take one mantra to Sri Mahaganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Mahaganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Let us all take our hands down towards Mother Earth and let's say one mantra to Shri Bhumi Devi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Bhumi Devi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Mother, please forgive us for touching you with our feet today. Please support us as we go forward in this world today. That we find all the people that need their self-realization. And may their desires be fulfilled. And let us take our attention to the Sahasrara. And let's take one mantra to Sri Sahasrara Chakra Swamini. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Sahasrara Chakra Swamini Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's raise our Kundalini up. And let our attention rest at Sahasrara. Well, this morning I've accidentally chosen the same talk that was chosen a couple of days ago. The 1990 talk, Sri Krishna Puja, from Ipswich in the UK. And I believe I'm starting it at about the same point. So I hope you don't mind the repeat. Anyway, it is good time to just connect with our holy mantra and take in the vibes. Jai Shri Mataji.
Big thing, it's quite heavy. So she tied him to that. It's such a heavy thing, I mean you need up to 5-6 people to lift it. But when she went away, Sri Krishna just walked with it, with his small little feet, you see. And went near those trees and hit them on both the sides, and both the trees fell down and the Rakshasas died. He was so knowledgeable and so clever, because you know that he is the brain. He is the Virat. He did it without any compassion whatsoever. All his love, all his compassion, all everything, beauty was only meant for his gopis and gops. And then, when he became the king also his life is very mysterious for people to understand. But Sahaja can understand it. That when he became the king, he had to have wives. So he married 5 wives, imagine, more than Muhammad's son. These 5, why 5? Because they were 5 elements. So they were the causal of the 5 elements, so he married 5 wives. Now he had 16,000 powers. Now, you see, a man, he may be old, even about 90 years of age. If he wants to keep some women around him, they will say he's a bad man. Not with a mother. No. Mother can have as many as she likes. Nobody is going to say anything about her character, because mother is mother. But a man, see, he might be absolutely jumping into his grave, whatever it is. And there also, in India especially, if a lady tries to help him out to go to the grave, they will say he had bad relations. So it was such a bad situation at that time that he didn't want to have a bad name. So he said, what should we do about these powers? Because there will be women. If they have to come on this earth, there will be women, and I don't want to have a bad name because he came for Dharma. So what he did, that these women became the princesses, and one king captured all of them. All these 16,000 women were under the capture of this man, and this man was about to abuse them. So Shri Krishna invaded that man and got hold of all these. Please take the child on both the sides of both the children are sleeping. I think the children who are sleeping, please take them on one side and let them sleep properly. Can you? Just take them on the sides. It's alright, it's alright. There are poor things, you see, they are very late for that. So there are 2 of them sleeping. So there are 16,000 women which were captured by this camp. Imagine, why should it be 16,000? Imagine 16,000 women, it's an easy thing to do. This man had 16,000 women who succumbed to his aggression and were there. And then he attacked this man and captured those 16,000 women and brought them and legally married them to show they were married. But what's the question of marriage? Because they were his powers. And he used their powers, you see, for what? For creating so many things. Like, if Shri Krishna had not come, we would not have known really the significance of spiritual life. He was the first who talked of spiritual life. Rama did not talk of spiritual life. Though there was an undercurrent in India, people knew there is spiritual life because there were saints, there were lots of what you call the seers. All of them were talking about it. But no incarnation talked about spiritual life. We had Vamana Avtara, then we had Parshurama, we had so many of these people. Never they talked of spiritual life. Never. It was Sri Krishna only who first started talking about spiritual life, and only to Arjuna he talked. Because you see, what was the condition? People were not prepared. So those people, Sajogis who feel frustrated today, because there are not many Sajogis or there's obstruction, there are certain problems, must know that at the time of Sri Krishna, he could dare speak about spirituality only to one person, and that one was Arjuna. So we are much better off with it, aren't we? Then of course, after Sri Krishna, who took the lead was Christ. And he started talking about spirituality. Even you'll be surprised that Abraham or Moses did not talk of spirituality. They talked of God, but not of spirituality. Till Christ came, nobody said that you have to be born again even on the other side of the world. Only Shri Krishna said these things. Sri Rama was taught by his guru that he should be born again. In the sense that what is a Kundalini and all that. Not that he should be born again, but he had become a human being, as I told you. So he taught him about Kundalini. He told him about Kundalini. But it was a very secret science, followed by only very Nathpanthis, we call them, as the Adinath and all that. Very few people were getting realization. In Rama's time, this we know of one Nachiketa. And his father-in-law was a realized soul. So compared to that, imagine how many of us are today here who know about spirituality. Not only we feel our spirituality, we are spiritual. If you apply law of chance, I don't think there could have been after Christ even 30 people available. Because if you see, Christ died only 2000 years back. From Krishna's time to Christ's time, it was 6,000 years. And in 6,000 years, Krishna had none and Christ had 12. So now calculate, only 2,000 years after that, how many could be? So we must know that it's now in a new explosion. That's why I call it a blossom time. That we are definitely spiritual people, we have got spirituality, and that the divine is working. So the Kali Yuga is finishing, now it is Kruta Yuga. And the Kruta Yuga is acting. And this acting of Kruta Yuga is responsible for giving us so many surgeries. Kruta Yuga means in the time when this all-pervading power has started acting. Nobody before felt the cool vibrations. Can you believe that? They felt the cool, but not the vibrations. It was never related to any science. It was never related to physical science especially. So, I must say the achievement of Sahaja Yoga is tremendous. Also thanks to this evolution in the acting of yugas also, that the all-pervading power has started acting as I am on this earth. But you could say that, Mother, why didn't you come earlier? That was not the time. Even today you find stupid people all around us. And the percentage of sensible people seems to be quite low in the Western countries, though high up in others, but in the Western countries it's very low as far as the wisdom is concerned. So we have these obstructions, these small things going on, doesn't matter. Sahaja Yoga will now prosper, it will flower, and whatever people may say, you shouldn't worry. Because once they start finding joy and happiness, once they start finding the truth, and if they are honest, they will not leave Sahaja Yoga. And many people know that they just don't want to leave Sahaja Yoga. But say there's husband and wife, and the wife is a horrible woman, supposing, or a husband is a horrible person, and he obstructs the wife from coming to Sahaja Yoga. The husband will say, all right, you go ahead, I will be with Sahaja Yoga because I have now felt the ambrosia, I have felt the beauty, the joy. Now imagine at the time of Sri Krishna, he talked to one person about the spirituality. Only one person, Arjuna, which was heard by Sanjaya and which he related. It is so written by Vyasa. But he didn't tell to everyone. Didn't show to anyone. He appeared in his Virata form on the battlefield, but he never showed. But now you've got photographs. See, even if you can't see with your eyes, some can see some things also. I've seen that some are feeling it. So you are developing, you are growing into it. So this is into a new realm. It was Shri Krishna who started talking about. Of course, these Nathapanthis did believe in all that spirituality, but they did not talk about it. Till the time, I think, of Ganeshwara, perhaps maybe. It was first the Ganeshwara only who started talking about it. Before that, it was a secret kept. Of course, after Ganeshwara, we had other people talking about it, like we had Muhammad Sahab, we had Nanaka, we had so many other people like Shri Sainath and some Sufi people, as they started talking about spirituality. So we have to be historically very much thankful to Krishna, because he is the one who has broken the first knot. And that's why it's called Vishnu Granthi. And the Vishnu Granthi to knowledge has been first opened by Shri Krishna. And he wanted that gradually it should go. Gradually. So his Gita is not so clear cut, but is diplomatically written. So now we can find that the only person who first tried his hand on Gita was Gyanadeva. And Gyanadeva, when he wrote on the 6th chapter everything about Kundalini, they just said this is bad, you are not to read this one, because they could not deliver the goods. People knew about Kundalini, but they didn't want to read because they were told, no, don't read, this is very wrong and all that. So, spirituality is a subject absolutely unknown to the Western people. Though Christ was there, but they have been only crucifying him. If I see the Christianity, if I see Christ, it's so organized. From Christianity nobody can get out. Whatever sin you may commit, you are still a Christian. I know there was a fellow who murdered someone. And he was taken to the courts. They said, what are you? He said, I am a Christian. Though he had murdered. Then they gave him the Bible. Alright, put your hand on the Bible and say you are a Christian. He said, I am a Christian. I believe in Bible. But why didn't they ask, why did you kill them? Thou shalt not kill. So, even these religions which were formed did not have any rules or regulations that alright, if somebody does like that, we'll throw him out of our congregation or he is no more a Christian. On the contrary, you'll be surprised that when my father joined Congress in India to fight against the British, they threw him out of the congregation. Because according to the missionaries there, Christ was born in England. He must be an Englishman. So how dare my father join the congresses? Sort of an absurd idea. So all these ideas which are so absurd against God, against religion, against spirituality, became very prevalent and useful and convenient for these organized religions. There's one thing good about Hindu religion is there is nothing like organization. So they can be Nastikas, means atheists, they can be anything. They could be Buddhists, they could be Jainis, they could be anything, and they could be Christians. But they could be Hindus also. Because it's not organized. And because they are not organized, there is no restriction on them. That don't do like this, don't do that. But despite that, I'm surprised that Hindus are very meek people. Because the responsibility is left to themselves, not on an organization. If you have murdered somebody, you are not to confess to the priest, but confess to yourself and face yourself all the time. But so many filthy things crawl into this religion also of caste system, which is just against Shri Krishna. They have no business to take Shri Krishna's name and do all these nonsensical things. Because Shri Krishna himself has said that in everybody it resides. But they changed it a little, saying that your caste is according to your birth. How can it be? As I told you the other day. Now, this is another story. I would say that they have tried to Christ look like something very ordinary, or even Shri Krishna look like something ordinary. These are the intellectuals. So on one side we have those stupid followers, and the other side we have those stupid intellectuals. So the message of Krishna never reached Hindus, because he said in everybody resides the spirit, and you are part and parcel of the whole. Now a cell in the hand, is it an outcast because it is not in the brain? So what a wrong thing they have done to Shri Krishna. And that's why when they suffer from racialism, I say you did the same to the caste system. Through your caste system you tortured the Harijans, you tortured lower caste of people. So now you have them. It's boomerangs, whole thing. So Shri Krishna's life, if you see, is the beauty of it is that he said that life is a leela. For him, not for everyone. Because he is so powerful. And this leela part was taken over by Americans very nicely, because they were born in the land of Shri Krishna. That is all leela. What's wrong? Do what you like. What's wrong? Whatever you are doing is just a leela, it's just a play, so what? Marry as many as you like, leave your children to dogs, do all kinds of things with your morality, destroy yourself morning till evening, behave in the same manner as if they are animals. So what? Study the animal behavior, because as if we have no sense of behavior, so study the animal behavior and behave like the animals. So are we going to become now snakes or some sort of worms, or I don't know what that they have to. And whole system is just the opposite of Shri Krishna. So this stupid movement of Shri Krishna's consciousness reached there. I don't know how they understood that Shri Krishna is the deity of America. But somehow, some Bhoot must have told them that you go there. And there are another stupid people who are selling Gita, selling this bookish knowledge. But now, of course, it has boomeranged on him and they are all right now, they are frozen. But the way they have been talking about Shri Krishna, they do not realize they have missed the point. He said it's a leela. So then why are you wearing these dresses? Why did you become a sannyasis? Why are you giving them not to eat this food, not to eat that food? And then they are taking drugs. They are selling drugs. Whatever is not based on truth will go to something that is distant. Truth is the only thing that is constant. All these ideas sometimes confuses us. What is this? In the name of God, in the name of Shri Krishna, in the name of Christ, in the name of Muhammad Sahib, all these things are done. And also some people do it even in my name. Mother said. Mother says. It is prohibited for Sahaja to say that. Because I have had enough of it in last lives. So this life, nobody is going to say, Mother said it. I say. have that much confidence and responsibility to say, I see. I am a Sahaja, you are a Sahaja, why can't you say? So now from today's puja onward, we have awakened the Shri Krishna within us. So his powers.
We'll leave it there and let us meditate for a little while, first in silence, and I'll put in the background the Shri Krishna Stuti. Jai Shri Mataji. Mother, may I this day be what you'd have me be. May I this day say what you'd have me say. May I this day be part and parcel of the whole, and may my thoughts be of a realized soul. May I this day have love for all mankind. Shri Mother, be in my heart and in my mind. Jai Shri Mataji. Let us bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Kundalini and put on a bandhan. May your day ahead be full of vibrations. Jai Shri Mataji.